Okay, number 13, find dy dx. Okay, for the following parametric equation and find its value when t is equal to 1. First thing, we need to find dy dx. And after that, substitute t is equal to 1 to find the value of dy dx. Okay, so we discuss from A, B, C to D. Okay. Number 13A, x is equal to 2t, y is equal to t squared. So, to find dy dx. So, now sekarang ni, kita parametrik ni kan, let's say you ada variable x, variable y. Okay, and then parameter t is the third variable. Because parameter lah, the t, the third variable. So, x, okay, consists of t, the x in terms of t, y in terms of t. But now we're going to find dy dx. Dy dx ni no t, ni dy over dx. Differentiate y with respect to x. But yang ini x dengan t, so kita nak differentiate x respect to t. Yang this one differentiate y respect to t. Okay, yang ni you can cari, let differentiate x. Sorry, silap ni. Okay, so ni given ni you need to differentiate with respect to t. Okay, with respect to t. So yang di inside here is x. This one is 2t. Okay, so differentiate x with respect to t, dx dt lah kan. Okay, ni. So, yang ni 2t, 2 lah. dt over dt is 1. Kan? So, now, yang ini d dt, d dt. So, now is actually y. Y dt squared. So, differentiate y with respect to t, dy dt lah. Okay, tak ada cancel kan? Yang ini is t squared ni guna power rule kan, t 2t power 1 and differentiate t is equal to 2t dapat 2t informasi kan. So now we going to find dy dx. Okay, now we use chain rule lah dy dx ni dy dx, okay, dy over dx, okay, mesti dy dt dot dt over dx. Macam kata cancel macam tu lah, tapi this is not good concept lah. Cancel stay got dy dx. Tapi this is not good kan. So now yang ini kalau kita adjust, okay, ini dy over dt. Ni over, jadi ini kan ini. Okay, dt dx is equal to 1 over dx over dt kita 1 over. So now dia 1 over dx over dt. Saya ni, yang ni kita adjust jadi 1 over. So 1 over lah ni. So now the idea is yang ini dy dt. Kita masukkan substitute. Dy dt is equal to mana 2t and dx dt tak bawah ni over kan, bawah ni yang tadi tu atas right, ke bawah over 2. Okay, so dy dx is equal to t. Okay, settle tu ya, simple je. The idea is kita nak cari dy dx. Okay, in variable t, parameter t, we need to use chain rule. Okay, so dia kata apa lagi? Tak habis kita kan? Dia kata find dy dx when t is equal to 1. Oh lupa, t is equal to 1. Mana? When t is equal to 1. Ni soalan dia kan? Refer the question, t is equal to 1. And substitute lah. When t is equal to 1, substitute. So it implies that dy dx is equal to 1. Done. Settle. Jadi settle for 30A. Okay. Okey tak? Dapat rough idea tak untuk cari parametrik? Okey tak, Yon? Okey tak? Yon? Okay, yang penting this formula ni. Chain rule formula. Okay, dy dx, dy dt, dt dx. Okay, so you find find dx dt, dy dt, this one over this. Tu je. Bukan kita. This one over this. That is called dy dx. Yang ini apa ni? Okay, katakan this one is a. So it's B, right? A over B. Settle. Okay. Parametric. Okay. Alright. This one first. Okay. Y is equal to 8T. So we call parametric. Okay. When you have X. This one X in variable T or parameter T. X in parameter T, the third parameter. Okay, Y in variable or parameter T, different. Okay, normally you find Y and X together. Okay, but now we're going to find dy dx when T is equal to 1. So, given X in parameter T, Y in parameter T, but you need to find dy dx. No T, dy dx. So you need to use what you call chain rule. Okay, chain rule. Okay, so how to use chain rule? This way you have to differentiate. Okay, okay, so x is right as in terms of this one in terms of T, y in terms of T. So okay, differentiate this one with respect to T. Okay, this differentiate respect to T. Okay, what to differentiate x? Here is T squared minus 1. Okay, now differentiate x respect to T. Answer is dx over dt. Differentiate T squared minus 1 with respect to T. Same like you differentiate x squared minus 1 with respect to x, right? Back to T. Simple je ni. Okay, try for y. Okay, differentiate y. Differentiate y with respect to T. Okay, so dy over dt. Dy dt. Okay, now we cancel. And same like you differentiate 8x with respect to x. 8, right? This one respect to T. Okay, settle. But we need to find dy dx. Dy dx. Dy dx using the chain rule. Dy dx equals dy dt dot dt dx. If you can like if you cancel dt stay kat dy dx, but it's not the concept lah, kan? So chain rule to find dy dx from dy dt times dt dx. So adjust. Okay, dy dt over dx over dt. Yang this one actually dt over dx is equal to 1 over dx over dt. Okay, the idea is this one lah, yang ni dy dt kan, dy dt over dx dt. So is equal to dy dt is 8 over dx dt is 2t. Okay, so dy dx is dy over dx, right? So now dy dx is equal to 4 over t. Okay, 4 over t. Dy dx variable y, variable x. But here is parameter t, the third variable parameter t. Now when t is equal to 1, given find dy dx at t is equal to 1. Substitute. Okay, here substitute. Here Okay, so but 4 over 1 is equal to 4. Okay, so done for number 30B. Okay, this is the idea. Okay, the idea, graphic idea for the differentiate parametric. Okay, so okay. 13C given x 3 over t, y 3t. Find dy dx at t is equal to 1. Okay, so if you check parameter, okay, normally the variable is x and y. Now given t is the third variable. The third variable, or we call parameter. Okay, t. So x, okay, in terms of t, y in terms of t. Okay, before this y in terms of x, right? Now y in terms of t, x in terms of t. We have three variables. T normally called parameter. So find dy dx. Dy dx, not dy dt. Dy dx. Variable y and x. But given x in terms of t, y in terms of t. Okay, find dy dx at t is equal to 1. Okay, dy dx, no t, right? So we try to find. Okay, we try to use. Actually, we use a chain rule. Okay, so now we want to differentiate t with differentiate x with respect to t. Okay, before differentiate, okay, change, bring up. Okay, here, okay. Now differentiate. Okay, dekat sini ya. Okay, no, kat sini lah. Okay, this one is x. Okay, bring up. Now we want to differentiate. Okay, differentiate respect to t. Respect to t. So inside here is x. This one 3 negative 3 power negative 1. Okay, differentiate this one, dx over dt cannot be cancelled, so get dx over dt. Okay, then differentiate 3 is constant, t power negative 1, same like you differentiate x power negative 1 respect to x. So negative t power negative 2, right? Power rule. Then answer is negative 3 over t squared. Settle for dx dt. Okay, repeat for y. Okay, repeat for y. Differentiate y with respect to t. Respect to t. No x. So y 3t, right? So dy over dt cannot cancel. Okay, and 3t same like you differentiate 3x with respect to x, dapat 3, right? So dapat 3 lah. So settle this one in variable in the dx dt, dy dt. So we need to find dy dx. Okay, so dy dx. You see the chain rule. Okay, dy dx equals dy over dt, dy dt times dt dx. Get cancel same like cancel dt, still get dy dx. Okay, adjust dengan chain rule. Then adjust dy dt. This one actually, this one. Okay, dt over dx is equal to 1 over dx over dt. So now dia ni, okay, over dx over dt, or times 1 over, right? So dy dx, okay, connection between dy dt over dx dt. So dy dt ni, dy dt, okay, sini dy dt, then dx dt, okay, this is dx dt over, right? over dx dt. So dy dx is equal to dy dt is equal to 3 over dx dt is equal to negative 3 over t square. Okay, senang. Okay, let's say senang. This one dy dt over dx dt. Okay, this one over this. A over B. Senang cerita. To find dy dx. So simplify, still not done. 3 times t square over negative 3. And dia punya ni is A over C, B over C is equal to A times C over B. A, B over C. So now, simplify. Ni cancel, right? Cancel. Answer is negative T square. Settle for dy dx. But read again. Dy dx at t is equal to 1. Okay, t is equal to 1. Substitute t is equal to 1. Okay, substitute. Okay, so substitute negative 1 square is equal to negative 1. Settle for 13c. Okay, so 13 d x is equal to t plus 1 squared y is equal to t squared minus 3. Now find dy dx when t is equal to 1. So our aim is to find dy dx dulu. Okay, now given this one dx dt, we need to differentiate. Differentiate x respect to t, terus buat dx dt. Okay, and then ni power rule kan. Ni power rule. Okay, bring here and here. So now you get 2 lah. Ni power dia reduce one, right? Okay, and then whatever inside ini and kena differentiate. So inside here is t plus 1. Differentiate t plus 1 is equal to 1. Okay, and simplify to t plus 1. Settle. Okay, so for this part pula y ni terus dy dt and differentiate same like differentiate x lah. X squared dapat 2x, right? Same like to t. Settle to t. Now using the chain rule is find dy dx now. Dy dx, you know this one over this. Tapi nak tulis juga dia punya formula dot dt over dx, and then this one is dy over dt over dx dt. Okay, kita buat tukar pen. Okay, so 2t yang ini kan, 2t over 2t plus 1. Kalau cancel dapat t over t plus 1. Dan for dy dx. Okay, simple, very simple. Then when t is equal to 1, substitute lah. Substitute. Dan dapat dy dx is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 is equal to 1 over 2. Settle for 13d. Okay, so now dy dx. Okay, dy dx. Okay, ini variable parameter t, x in terms of t, y in terms of t. To find dy dx, you need to use what we call chain rule. Dy dt dot dt dx. Find dy dt, find dx dt. Settle. But this one is d2y dx squared. You need to use something like formula lah. Formula is like this lah. Dy dx with respect to t, differentiate the result dy dx respect to t and times dt over dx. Cancel, they get the same one. So you need to use the formula. Okay, now discuss A and B lah sekali Okay, 14A. Okay, x is equal to 1 plus t over 1 minus 2t. Y is equal to 1 plus 2t over 1 minus t. Find dy dx, d2y dx. Okay, ada two major things lah, dy dx, d2y dx. Okay, now to find dy dx, we need to differentiate. To find dx dt lah, dy dt. Differentiate x respect to t, differentiate y respect to t. This one in the form of u over v. U over v means that we need to apply quotient, quotient rule. Okay, y prime u prime v minus u v prime over v square. So okay, for x ni, okay, for x u is equal to 1 plus t, v is equal to 1 minus 2t. Okay, differentiate u with respect to t or u prime 1. Kalau ada problem, same lah x lah, 1 dv dt negative 2 lah, negative 2, and then differentiate u for y 1 plus 2t, v 1 minus t. So u prime here is du dt okay, to v prime negative 1. Okay, sama. Okay, so now we want to find dx dt. Dx dt, okay, up here minus down here. Okay, so okay, ini 1 times 1 minus 2t minus okay 1 plus t okay, times negative 2 over v 1 minus 2t square. Settle for dx dt. Okay, not yet kena simplify. So, okay, kita start dulu. Dy dt okay, up minus down kan, and then in this one is 2 1 minus t minus 1 plus 2t times v prime is negative 1 over 1 minus t. Okay, and then simplify lah before you simplify. Okay, so okay, simplify. Okay, and then simplify. Okay, 1 minus 2t. This one is times, and make sure negative, negative, and then is negative times negative 2 kan, plus 2t, okay, over 1 minus 2t. Okay, then so cancel, cancel. Okay, answer is 3 over 1 minus 2t. Settle for dx dt. Dah, baru settle. Okay, this part. Okay, expand. Okay, expand. Negative, negative positive lah. Alert. So 2 minus 2t, negative positive, plus 1 plus 2t over 1 minus t. Okay, simplify. Cancel. This one is equal to 3 over 1 minus t. Okay, settle for dy dt. Now going to find dy dx. To find dy dx using the chain rule, dy dt dot dt dx or dy dt over dx over dt. Okay, substitute. Make sure this one is dy dt. Tak sini. Dy dt over dx dt. This one dx dt over, ingatkan dy over dx kan. Okay, dy dt is equal to 3 over 1 minus t squared over, so is 3, okay, over 1 minus 2t. Okay, so we're going to use this concept, a over b, c over d is equal to a over b, d over c, a, b, c, d. Okay, and then simplify 3 over 1 minus t squared times 1 minus 2t squared over 3. And then simplify. Okay, and cancel. The answer is 1 minus 2t squared over 1 minus t. Okay, and okay, settle. Check. Okay, settle. That one is dy dx. Okay tak you all? Dy dx. Settle. Tak settle lagi. Boleh dah? Okay dah. Dy dx. You all?
Okay, Doktor.
Okay. Now we're going to find dy dx. Okay. Dy dx. Kita settle ini. dy dx squared. This one actually d dx differentiate dy dx with respect to x. Okay, now dy dx here, ni dy dx actually in variable parameter t. Now you need to respect dx pula. Actually cannot differentiate lah. Ni dy dx ni, jadi this one is dy dx kan. Okay, dy dx in variable t. Now respect to x, you need to adjust lah using the hero right. Okay, now jadi d respect to dt, dt, and then dy dx, and then nak get off dt ni, dt times kan over dx. Okay, saya cancel, but actually this one respect to t, then at the same time you need to add dt over dx. Okay, then saya adjust, jadi d differentiate this one dx, dy dx in variable t with respect to t over okay, dx over dt. Now you up to you nak remember this formula, okay, or this formula. Okay, but you need to remember that the answer from dy dx, this one, differentiate again and divide by dx dt. Ingat ni, divide by dx dt, this one, divide by dx dt. Okay, so Nabi students, they just differentiate this one je and done. Kita nak done because of divide ni with this one, dx over dt. So substitute d dt dy dx, this one 1 minus 2t 1 minus t. Okay, 1 minus 2t squared 1 minus t. Okay, over dx dt. Mana dx dt? This one is dx dt. 3 over 1 minus 2t. Okay, so 3 over 1 minus 2t squared. Okay, so let's say right, kalau you check this one, yang ini still not done. You need to differentiate. Why? Because ada ni d dt. Okay, differentiate this function with respect to t. Okay, yang this one settle dah, tak ada apa. Nak buat apa? This is the result. Dx over dt. So now, okay, take this one. Dari ni, ambil sini. And then you terus direct differentiate or take this one and differentiate separately. And then after that, baru join. Join. Okay, let's say, angkat sini. Okay, differentiate separately lah. Senang. So, dt. Okay, 1 minus 2t square over 1 minus t square. Okay, so the next kita apply quotient. Quotient, yeah, because of u over v. Okay, ada this one the third time. This one, so quotient x, y quotient, this one quotient 3 times. Kena apply quotient. So for quotient ini, y equals u over v. Saya tulis every time kan. Okay, u v prime over v. Okay, ni every time tulis kan. And u mana buat kat sini lah, tak apalah sini. And then u is equal to 1. Okay, 1 minus 2t squared. And then differentiate. Okay, du dt differentiate kan. Okay, 1 minus 2t power 1 and differentiate 1 minus 2t negative 2. Settle for u. Okay, for v. Okay, for v, difference v is equal to 1 minus t squared. Differentiate v with respect to v prime t. Dv dt saja. Nak suka hati kan? Tukar-tukar kan. 1 minus t and then power 1 negative 1. Alright, better buat standard lah. Okay, if you choose du dt, ddt, dv dt, dvt, u prime, v prime. Okay, boleh macam tu kita buat lah. dv dt, senang kan? Macam tak standard, right? Okay, and then the next step, try simplify dulu. Ni negative put negative 4, 1 minus 2t. This one negative 2, 1 minus t. And okay, so yang this one ni, okay, sini. Okay, d dt 1 atau direct ke sini boleh ya. It's okay, kita buat separately kan. Okay, square over 1 minus t square. Okay, and quotient up minus down kan. Up minus down. So ini negative 4 1 minus 2t times 1 minus t squared minus, tak cukup ni, 1 minus 2t squared. Ini negative tu. Negative. Tak, saya kena cukupkan ni. Tak cantik ni. Macam mana buat you all? Redah je lah. Negative tu. Negative lah. Negative tu. Jadi positif lah senang. Positif tu. Okay. Saya direct kat sini. Bagi cantikkan. Ini positif tu ni. Direct terus. Okay. And times dengan 1 minus t. Okay. Over quotient quotient. V 1 minus t square lagi square. Okay. Okay. And then simplify. Nak simplify ni, you tengok jangan expand semua. Nanti pening. Check je. Kita check. Oh, this one check. 4 2. Take this one. Factorize 2. This one is 1 minus 2t. So also 1 minus 2t. Factorize 1 minus 2t. Okay. And this one is 1 minus t. Ni 1 minus t. Factorize 1 minus t. Kan settle kerja kita. So negative 4 tu take tu lah. 1 minus 2t. Okay. Power 1. 1 minus t power 1 lah. And tinggal negative 2 Negative 2 taken 1 is 1 minus t Tak cukup. Sekejap. Tak cukup you all. Saya tak nak ni over you all kata ni. Tak, saya fikir nak takkan mana. Tarik sini sikit lah. Ni tak cantik ni. Tak nampak ini. Tak tarik. Oh tak apa. Kita cuba cukupkan. Try. Ini. So. Sikit lah. Ini. Oh. Tak cukup juga. Kisah saya besar lah. Sekejap saya padam balik. Tulis kecil sikit. Semula. Okay. Negative 4 ni kan. Ni kan nampak negative 4. Okay. And then negative 2 saya comelkan sikit. Saya punya ni. Writing saya ni. Okay. Ni. 2. 1 minus 2t. 1 minus t. Negative 2. 1 minus t ni satu. Plus 1 minus 2t. Ni kan. Kita ni. Okay. Close. Over 1 minus t to the power of 4. Ni 4. And then baru kita simplify. Okay, simplify ini. Okay, ini this one cancel ni. Ni cancel. Ni cancel. Okay. 1 minus 2t. Ni expand expand. Saya expand ni. Okay, saya expand. So, negative 2 plus 2t plus 1 minus 2t over 1 minus t to the power cube And then, ini cancel. Ni kan, cancel. Okay, ini jadi negative 1. So, negative 1 times 2, negative 2. 1 minus 2t over 1 minus t cube. You all still okay waras ke? Okay? Dah settle. Okay. So, transfer ke sini. Substitute. Ni. Okay, substitute. Ya, dah already settle. Substitute. Dan sini. Kat sini lah. Saya letak sini. Dia punya hasilnya. Okay, substitute. Okay, negative 2. 1 minus 2t. Over 1 minus t. Cube. Over. Ya, ini dx dt. Yang ni almost you all students lah. You all student yang always dia ignore. Dia tak ingat kan. Okay. 3 over 1 minus 2t. Okay. So, kita simplify lah. Same procedure. A over B over C over D is equal to A over B times D over C. A, B, C, D. Okay. Simplify. Okay. Kita settle kan. Okay. Simplify. Okay. Kat negative tu 1 minus 2t over 1 minus t cube times 1 minus 2t square over 3. And then check, oh this one same power, right? Ini same ni lah. Okay, can add the power in that side. Okay, negative 2 over 3 1 minus 2t cube over 1 minus t cube. Settle, this is actually d2y dx squared. Okay, check. Okay, so now the idea is, okay, you have to remember this formula lah. This one kan, up to you. And ini ke atau this one, but make sure have to divide dy dx, differentiate dy dx and divide dx dt. Dan settle for d2y dx squared. Settle for this one. Ni problem kelas. 14b trigo x is equal to 2 cos t cube and y is equal to 8 sin t cube. Okay, still find dy dt, dy dx, d2y dx squared. Okay. And then now you need to differentiate x respect to t, differentiate y respect to t. Before differentiate, okay, adjust. So cos t y 8 sin t cube. So now apply differentiate from outside to inside. Okay, from outside to inside. Alternate from out to inside to inlet. So this is the paling outside lah. Okay, differentiate and then power is reduce 1. So constant is constant to power 3 and then square and power because of reduce 1 and inside ini cos just copy then differentiate and then this one is cos t. Differentiate cos t, answer dia apa? Dapat apa? Differentiate cos sin. And then, but because of this one is actually cc kan, cos kan? Negative. Yeah, negative right? Then simplify. Negative 6 sin t cos t square. Settle for dx dt. Because for dy dt, so it here from outside outer, outside, and then this one is 3 power rule minus 1 and inside differentiate, so just copy differentiate sign and see is cos lah. Okay, cos t, then 24 sin t squared cos t. Okay, so this is dy dt. You want to find dy dx. Dy dx is equal to dy dt. Okay, dt dx. Okay, because all the same, so you'll get familiar with the formula over dx over dt. This one ni dy, okay, dy and dx dt. Tadi dy dt and dx dt, and then this one is dx dt. Ingat tu y over x Ini a over b. Senang kan? So dy dt 24 sin t squared cos t over 6 sin t cos t squared. Okay, and then simplify lah. Mana boleh simplify? This one cancel 4, cancel. Okay, the answer is 4 sin t over cos t, and then sin over cos. Apa dia? Sin ada negatif kan? Mana negatif? Ada sin tidak negatif ke? Negatif ni, negatif 6. Tak nampak So it's negative. So it's negative. Okay, yang ni kan negatif sin. Ni negatif ni, negatif kan? Okay. So sin over cos is equal to apa? Sin over cos. Tangent, betul. Dan for dy dx. Settle. Now we're going to find d2y dx. Okay. Settle. d2y dx. Let's say if you dah hafal the formula, tulis je lah. Okay. Dot dt over dx. Itu yang tu ya. Dah right kan? Okay. Because kalau cancel dt then still get the same one d2y dx, right? Or dy this function differentiate respect to t over dx over dt. Okay, remember this formula. Ini semua atau this one, up to you lah, kan? Okay, so now substitute d dt. Okay, dy dx, this is dy dx, negative 4 tangent t. So this one is negative 4 tangent t over dx dt. That is dx dt. dx dt ni negative 6 sin cos square, negative 6 sin t cos t square. Okay, so from this you can see this one, the numerator still not done. You need to differentiate negative 4 tangent t with respect to t. Okay, so differentiate. This one d2y dx, right? Okay, so differentiate tangent. Answer is what? What is the answer for tangent? Differentiate tangent apa? Dapat? Dapat apa? Okay, second t square. Okay, and so simplify lah. Dapat settle kan? Okay, simplify. Okay, ini 2 over 3. Second 1 over cos. Bring up jadi second t power 4. Sin 1 over sin is equal to cosecant t. Settle. Okay, dah jawab soalan ke belum? 2 over 3. Okay, settle lah this one. Settle. Ini parametric equation curve. Okay, first separate like this. Two curve. X variable t, parameter t, y parameter t. Confirm this is parametric lah equation, kan? And find dy dx in terms of t and evaluate at point 1, 5 x, y. Okay, 1, 5. So, okay, this one for part A. Part B, hence, using the previous answer, dy dx, determine the value d2y dx, right? At x is equal to 1. So, this one lah. Okay, if not y, just consider at x is equal to 1. First thing you need to find dy dx lah. Using the chain rule, right? dy dt over dx over dt. Next time. And this one formula d2y dx square is equal to d dt dy dx over dx over dt. Okay, dia punya, kalau tengok this one is over dx dt, this one is over dx dt. Okay, jadi sama kan. So but for d2y dx square, yang ni you need to differentiate again for the second time. Ni. Okay, yang ni dah, yang dx dt dah settle, right? So kita discuss number 15 A dulu ke? Habis okay, 15 je lah. Okay, masih sikit lagi. X is equal to 2t minus 1 over t. Y is equal to t plus 4 over t. Okay, and adjust dulu 2t minus, bring up, and here is y is equal to t plus 4 times this one. Then differentiate with respect to t. Okay, so dx dt. Okay, actually you use dx dt yang jarang, x prime jarang lah kan. It's okay, up to you lah kan. So 2t respect to t2 lah. Or same like x. Ni take this one power rule, positive t power square. Okay, yang dy dt t is 1, differentiate lah, differentiate. Okay, 1 and then negative 4 t power 2. Okay, And then before you proceed, okay, make sure simplify dulu lah. Okay, simplify so that easy for you to manage the punya ni. Cancel, right? Settle. Dari ni 1 minus 4 over t square. Dan equating the denominator equating the denominator dapat. So this one is dx dt, this one is dy dt. Okay, the next is, okay, find the dy dx. So dy dt, okay, dt dx, or dy over dt over dx over dt. Okay, saya ulang-ulang ulang-ulang for you Ini dy dt. Okay, dy dt. Okay, so sini. And this one is dx dt. dx dt. Sini. Then, okay, dy dt, t squared minus 4 over t squared over dx dt 2t squared plus 1 over t squared. Okay, make sure dy over dx, dy dt over dx. Kalau you, the way you show working like this, okay, x and y, remember that right, left, divide by left. Now, right? And then simplify lah. Simplify in the pattern of this one. Okay, a over b, d over c, a b c d, a b c d, and t squared minus 4 over t squared dot t kan, t squared over 2t squared plus 1, and simplify. This one can be cancel, right? Ni cancel. Then answer is t squared minus 4 over 2t squared plus 1. Okay, and then find dy dx in terms of t. This is the answer. Dy dx in terms of t. Okay, 15a. Okay, then and evaluate at point 1, 5. This one dah settle. Dy dx. Now we're going to find dy dx at the point 1, 5. Okay. Okay. Now let's say if you have to substitute value, this is t t. This one is the next x, y. Okay. So what to substitute here? Okay. Where to substitute this value? X is equal to 1. Y is equal to 5. Okay, dy dx this one is parameter t, so we cannot substitute lah. We need to find value for t. Okay, so refer the initial equation given, expression tu atas tu, given x is equal to 2t minus 1 over t, y is equal to t plus 4 over t. Okay, now given x, the given x is equal to 1. Okay, so substitute lah. X equal to 1 to here. Substitute. Okay, substitute 1. Dalam ni. Then 2t minus 1 over t. Now we're going to find t. Kan? Equating the denominator. 2t squared minus 1 quadratic. Factorize. Okay, quadratic. Then 2t minus 1 t minus 1 plus lah. Okay, plus kan? Okay, check. Okay, 2t minus 1 plus ni minus is equal to 0. Therefore, t is equal to negative 1 over 2 or t is equal to 1. Okay, so that's it. Find the value of dy dx at the point 1, 5. Means you still need consider value for y. value for y. Okay, just consider juga so 5 okay, t plus 4 over t equal to the denominator t squared plus 4 quadratic quadratic 5t plus 4 is equal to 0. Factorize t minus 4 t minus 1, therefore t is equal to 4 or t is equal to 1. So compare lah, take the common value. Okay, so from this one, from the value of t, from x, from y, what we can conclude? Therefore, t is equal to apa? T is equal to? Yes, good. T is equal to 1. Okay, t is equal to 1. Now substitute substitute t, okay, t squared minus 4, okay, dy dx t squared minus 4 over 2t, okay, 2t squared plus 1. Substitute lah ni. Substitute okay, ni 1 sini and sini. Substitute. So 1 squared minus 4 over 2 1 squared plus 1. So 1 minus 4 negative 3 2 3 is equal to negative 1. Settle for 15a. Okay. For 15b, find dy dx. d2 d 15b d2y dx squared when x is equal to 1. Okay, so d2y dx squared ni d dt dy dx over dx over dt. Okay, so here this one is dy dx, right? Ni ambil je, tak sini. So d dt, okay, dy dx t squared minus 4 over 2t squared plus 1 over dx dt. Mana dx dt? Cari dx dt. Dx dt ni 2t 2t squared plus over t over t squared 2t squared 2t squared plus 1 over t. Okay, so we need to differentiate ni separately. Okay, let's say kat sini. Okay, differentiate boundary. Okay, and d dt t squared minus 4 over 2t squared plus 1. So still using quotient. Okay, quotient. This one is okay, quotient u over v and u prime v minus u v prime prime over v. Okay, so u is equal to sini lah t kita kan ni colornya cantik sikit. So u is equal to t squared minus 4 u prime 2t. Okay, v is equal to 2t squared plus 1 v prime 4t. Then using the quotient, okay, up minus down, right? And then 2t u prime 2t squared plus 1 v minus t squared minus 4 and v prime over v and v squared. Okay, simplify lah. Expand. Okay, answer is 40 cube plus 2t minus 4t cube. Ini 4, 16, negatif positif 16t over 2t squared plus 1 square. Okay, and check. This one can be cancel. Jadi 18t over 2t squared plus 1. This is actually dy dx differentiate, right? And transfer, substitute. Substitute. Now kita continue. Ni jadi 18t over 2t squared plus 1 square. Okay, over 2t squared plus 1 over t squared. Okay, simplify. Okay, your aim, dia punya ni simplify je kerja. Is equal to a over b, d over c. A, b, c, d. And then 18. Okay, make sure check. 18t over 2t squared plus 1 square times t squared over 2t squared plus 1. Okay, simplify lagi. 18t cube. Okay, over 2t squared plus 1 cube. Okay, so add when x is equal to 1. Okay, check. Because this one is d2y dx squared. Then want to substitute. This one is parameter t. Okay, parameter t given x is equal to 1. So still you need to find value t. From the above, x equals 1. Okay, when x is equal to 1, t is equal to negative half and 1. Okay, say okay, right? Waras kan? Okay. Settle you all. Waras Okay. Okay. And then substitute two values. Okay. Ini d2y over dx squared 18 negative 1 over 2 cube. Okay. 1 negative 1 over 2 square plus 1 cube. Okay. Okay, kena continue lagi. Negative 1 over 2 cube is negative 1 over 8. Negative 18 over 8. Negative 9 over 4. Yang this one, 1 over 2 negative square 1 over 4. 2 over 4, 1 over 2 plus 1, 3 over 2. 3 over 2 cube is 27 over 8. Kan? Okay, continue lagi. Okay, 8 over 27. Okay, cancel. Okay, simplify. Cancel 2. Cancel. Negative 2. Ni 3. Settle for part this one. The second part. Okay, d2y dx squared 18. Ni okay. Easier than that one tadi 1 square plus this one cube. And then 18 over 2, 3, 27. Okay. And then is equal to 2 over 3. Done. Settle for number 15. Are you okay? Waras lagi? Okay. Banyak kan? Kerja kan? Okay, the idea is find the, okay, for this part, the idea is find dy dx given x kan in t, y in variable parameter t, find dx dt, dy dt, itu je kerja you all. Okay, and then find the dy dx. Okay, means that dy dt over dx dt. Settle tu je. Say on the right, over on the left. And then find d to y dx what? This one you need to differentiate with respect to t. Ni dy dx. Okay, dt over dx over dt. Tu je you punya level parametric equation. Okay, that's all lah. Kan settle